All can be done if the God touch is there. And then the comforting assurance. All can be done if the God touch is there. So in short, Sri Aurobindo is giving all the process of rebuilding the consciousness in the unconscious. He calls the separation the fall. That is truly a fall of the consciousness into the unconscious. And now he describes how the message sent from the Supreme to repair the harm done wakens up again the consciousness, as by a kind of imperative influence, to begin to climb up, back to the Supreme Consciousness. This ascent is the evolution that will take so many thousands and thousands of years. But for a long time, it was not measured. It is only when mind took the form in man that time began to be measured. And before that, who knows how long it took to wake up from the complete unconsciousness. He is speaking of the starting point of this evolution. And then he says, all can be done if the God touch is there. Beautiful. A hope stole in that hardly dared to be amid the night's forlorn indifference. As if solicited in an alien world, with timid and hazardous instinctive grace, orphaned and driven out to seek a home, an errant marvel with no place to live, into a far-off nook of heaven there came a slow, miraculous gesture's dim appeal, the persistent thrill of a transfiguring touch persuaded the inert black quietude, and beauty and wonder disturbed the fields of God. We may remember that Sri Aurobindo puts together quietude, beauty, and wonder. They seem to be at the beginning of the manifestation of the divine in the inconscient. It started like that, quietude, beauty, and wonder. A wandering hand of pale, enchanted light that glowed along a fading moment's brink, fixed with gold panel and opalescent hinge, a gate of dreams ajar on mystery's verge. One lucent corner, windowing hidden things, forced the world's blind immensity to sight. The darkness failed and slipped like a falling cloak from the reclining body of a god. Then, through the pallid rift that seemed at first hardly enough for a trickle from the suns, out poured the revelation and the flame, the brief, perpetual sign recurred above. It is the most poetic way of describing the waking up of the consciousness to invisible things. But why this waking up? What has created or given birth to this waking up? Sri Aurobindo says, the darkness failed and slipped like a falling cloak from the reclining body of a god. A god has come down upon earth to wake it up to the inner consciousness. We could say that this was the first avatar. It is the coming down of the first avatar to wake up the earth to consciousness. That is, to bring an intensity of consciousness and realization into this inconscient world. This is obviously the description of the appearance of the first avatar. It starts from that, because he puts, then through the pallid rift that seemed at first hardly enough for a trickle from the suns, outpoured the revelation and the flame. The revelation and the flame, and the brief perpetual sign recurred above. That is the sign of the avatar coming down upon the earth. A glamour from unreached transcendences, iridescent with the glory of the unseen, a message from the unknown immortal light, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Dawn built her aura of magnificent hues and buried its seed of grandeur in the hours. An instant's visitor the Godhead shone. On life's thin border a while the vision stood, and bent over earth's pondering forehead curve, interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss, in colors hieroglyphs of mystic sense. It wrote the lines of a significant myth, telling of a greatness of spiritual dawns, a brilliant code penned with the sky for page. This is the description of the first contact of the light from above, bringing an unknown message. An instant's visitor the Godhead shone. On life's thin border a while the vision stood, and bent over earth's pondering forehead curve. It is the answer of the divine to the condition in which had fallen the creation, and the first contact of the gods with matter. Interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss, in colors hieroglyphs of mystic sense, it wrote the lines of a significant myth, telling of a greatness of spiritual dawns, a brilliant code penned with the sky for page. It gives the idea that the story of the world, of the creation, was told while it was going on, and it was inscribed to be kept forever. It means that whatever happens is noted and kept in the memory of the earth.